Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Radiant Historia. We had just met up with the agent, and we are going to try to get our way back to Alistel. Not too much has happened story-wise at the moment. We're still trying to catch up with everything, but one thing I don't think I made exceptionally clear before is just Rainey and Marco's position and their devotion to Stock, even though they don't really know him very well. But, there are several treasure chests on the way through, including that soothing balm, but there will be more later. This game is also very cutscene heavy, I guess is the word for it. And it seems like we've reached a kind of fork in the path, and we've been through this area before, I'd like to say, but we didn't see it, so this is kind of new to us, sorta. It looks like we can either go north or south, but the enemy is north, so if we go north, we get into fight. Lots and lots of fight. So, Marco here is suggesting that, shit. Way to go. That's just great. Came all this way and we just watched him get shot down in front of us. Couldn't possibly be any worse, really. Well, it could be, but shit. And insult to injury, the safe path to the south has been blockaded. So we're in all sorts of a bad way right now. So let's assess. In the last 5 minutes, we got the informant out of harm's way, somehow put him back into harm's way. He dies, and our only safe passage is blocked. And we don't know what he learned. Probably, Rainey. I mean, you noticed someone. But yeah. Also, I would like to note that this music plays constantly, but it's still one of my favorites. Time to move on. I guess that makes them pretty reliable spies if they don't carry any kind of intel, so that, I don't know, I guess the idea behind it is if the enemy does catch them, they'd never know exactly how much he knows or how much he told someone. But as is, if we head south, after the cutscene, there is a treasure down here with royal jelly in it. But, yeah, we can't get past the blockade. There's nothing we can do. So our only real option is north. But doing this spikes the very last of our tutorial battles. And I gotta say, the tutorial battles aren't really much. And it's basically just teaching you how to invent your own way of fighting, kind of. But it looks like the army's in front of us, and the recon group is behind us, so if we stay back here and take care of the recon group, we won't get sandwiched. So that's exactly what we're going to do. I have to say that, level-wise, outside of gameplay, everyone really relies on stock. But our last tutorial battle here deals with change, and to explain it very simply, on the top screen you see whose turn it is, and on the menu, if you select change, you can actually change with anyone. That includes enemies. Like, you'll see it here in a second rather. I can either switch with the enemy directly after stock, or I can switch with the enemy between Rainy and Marco, making it so that we'll have kind of a chain going on. But if you switch with an ally, that ally will get to move in your place. So it isn't really skipping a turn, it's just changing whose turn it is. Let's see, if we do it like that, we now have 3 characters in a row that are able to combo off each other. But one thing you want to take note of is if you change, like the tutorial's about to say, the characters are red, that means they will take, I want to say 50% more damage. Or is it twice? It's either 2 times or 50% more damage. It's called Barrack. So, really, it's negligible at this moment in time. But later battles, you definitely want to pay attention. Here, we're going to start using left assault. And I think they do this on purpose. But as you can see, left assault actually makes it a lot easier for us to get shit going. And I have to say, it's really consistently fun to fight. Like, you have to constantly look at the matrix and try to position the enemies in such a way where you can be more effective. But that was the very last of our tutorial battles, at least for a very long time, if I remember correctly. Other tutorials will be added depending on, like, situations during battle. I'm just kind of treasure hunting because I haven't played this game in a good while, so... Anyway, up in this cave is more of a blockade, and we can't do anything with it yet, so we'll come back to it. And it's not really much of a tutorial. We have kind of been able to do it, but this is introducing the idea of map encounters. Now, it's not like Final Fantasy where you just randomly get into battle. Radiant Historia has more of a Tales approach. Basically, you see the enemy on the map and you can approach them in different ways. I kind of suck at it right there. Completely fucking whiff it. But, this is basically how battles are going to play out. It's not much of... This little area is all for you getting truly used to what you were trying to learn before. Push him down and just kill them both. It really is a creative battle system, and I'll have to give Atlas all the props in the world, because this is like a ridiculously fun system. But battles at the moment aren't going to last too long. But we're level 3, and Marco learned Grapple, which is kind of the reverse of Push Assault. There did it okay, I guess. But when you get Preemptive, it pretty much means that your fastest character gets to go again. This time being stock. Anyway, Grapple, you can actually pull an enemy up, as opposed to push them back. And we do have a Flaming Turkey there, and we're going to actually use it on him to get him with the others. And as you can see, this is how we do things. And just like that, we're down to 1 enemy when there were 4, and he just now got to attack. So positioning yourself during battle is the best way to handle things, really. You can make a large group of enemies look like 1 or 2 enemies, really, if you just do it right. I don't know why I dodged that fight initially. I know I'll get back to it. But if we go too far to the west, we'd be in Grenorg, so we're going east. One thing to note though is I don't think enemy position really applies for how you can attack. At least not yet. It'll make more sense later, I promise. And you don't get to hear the awesome battle theme, because I'm just wrecking these things. Oh well. At level 4, Stock gets Power Wave, Rainy gets Thunder, and Marco gets Weakness Scan. Weakness Scan is only really useful if you have Rainy with him, because that way it's kind of... you're able to play off each other pretty well. It's a waste of a turn to be sure, especially early on. Power Wave is our first actual damage dealing attack for Stock. It doesn't position the enemy, it's just for outright damage, which I like. Anyway, we're going to do a quick little show of Thunder. It's really only good for getting your combo level up. I don't know why I switched with... I'm not entirely sure why I switched with Marco, though. Enemy drops are pretty liberal, and will give you enough to get by most of the time. Right here, that's not something we can do anything with. It's a lot like the blockades. We can't do anything with those plants just yet, so that treasure won't be reachable for a while. And when we try to cross the bridge, we have a problem. Hi, Diaz. Oh, and Palamedes. Diaz. Hello, gentlemen. They were definitely told. But by who? Palamedes is pretty confident. And so is Diaz. Well, you cocky little shit. Are we? Well, we are. Well, that's bravely stupid of you. Actually, I think Marco said that. Well, that's definitely not natural. She's really passionate about the idea, and they do a really bad job of showing it, kind of. But this is our first boss fight, and I'm using that term very liberally. But just like that, Marco and Rainy are dead. And I don't mean down. I mean dead. We get one turn. It's not much of a boss fight. I push him back, but 2 damage, and if you watch how much... yeah. He just killed me like 8 times. I do like how they kind of do the whole motion thing during battle. But if you remember the vision, that's it. They are donezo. So remember when I said it could be worse? Yeah. They really don't like Alistal. At least he's spirited. And here's our first mention of the prophet Noah. We'll get more into him later. But really, it doesn't look like we're going to live long enough for a history lesson. And Palamedes being an asshole. Oh, shit. I mean, dude, he poked them and killed them. He poked you, and I don't know how you lived, but I don't know why I didn't think of this to begin with. And I guess this is also a lot taller of a bridge than you'd think, because it takes him a good, like, 2 seconds to hit the water. Yeah, run off, Palamedes. So Stock just kind of threw himself into a raging river. How foreboding. Well, that was already in Historia. Thank you for watching. Just kidding. I was about to say, that'd be like the most boring game ever. That's quite the opposite. It's really a great game. So keep watching, because shit is about to go down. Oh, remember them? Yeah. They do have names, and you're about to learn them. And things are about to start getting a little weird. So, buckle up. This is a nice little 3D-ish effect. And they mentioned the White Chronicle and Stock's name. So they were expecting something? Long hair is Lipti, short hair is Tio. And we're in Historia. They mention a lot of things about flux, but just imagine it time. Good questions, dude. So basically the White Chronicle is the TARDIS for Doctor Who fans. Just think of it in terms as the TARDIS. And they're right. I mean, he really should be thinking about his problems. Yeah, facing Palamedes and getting your shit kicked in. Yep. You lost kind of gloriously. Yep, all because you went north. And they know, too. That's the weird part. At least they're right. So if only he had gone south. See, I like this because I like it because he sees everything in a very literal sense. And he isn't wrong. Like, they don't think he's stupid and childish. He's right. So basically, the White Chronicle will allow him to go back and fix it. Very simply put, it is the TARDIS. It allows him to reach any point in time where he was, and he's a little thick to it at the moment. And it's hard to explain how Stock is feeling. Basically, he just watched people die because he knows if he had chosen to go south and got there, then they would have lived. But this is someone telling him that he can go back and change his decision. And he's gonna. And he believes it. He's very open to new ideas, and here we see him running through Historia. I'm gonna fucking sneeze, I can feel it. And we appear in the spring. Near the spring, right before a certain event. But yeah, the big stab wound we got, it's still there. We're no worse for wear, but it's definitely a problem. And as we can see, they are alive, and so is the spy. So, hey, remember when we fucked up and he got shot? Stock knows now. And that's the entire premise of the goddamn game. Use White Chronicle, stop bad things from happening. Sometimes. So, here's where he realizes, yeah, go get him. And guard. And no one questions how he knew. He's just that good. So, it's already drastically different. We saved the spy. And there are the little shitheads that tried to kill us. And they run like pussies. Run, pussies! Oh, good for them. We're not going north this time. And the language in this story is very well. And he's very passionate about it and confuses the hell out of him. But they go with it. And just like that, we have Rainey and Marco back. And I do believe we are the strength we... Yep, level 4. And next time, we're going to do it differently. To the south. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care.